Hi everybody, I'm smoking my Missouri Meerschaum, and in it I've got a Balkan Sobrani copy, Balkan Sobrani BS White from the Danish pipe shop, a lovely Balkan blend. This is a VR to REDELRIC, who wants to know what makes us blissfully happy apart from our family and pipe smoking. We take that as a given. I found this quite difficult, what makes me blissfully happy. I think what really makes me blissfully happy is being in the Highlands of Scotland, above the Great Glen. The Great Glen is that rift that goes across Scotland, where the old rocks ran into the new rocks, and the old rocks are from the American continent. When the Pangaea, I think it was called, Pangaea broke up, the part of America came onto the top of Scotland. And it's not because of that I like being up there, but it's the wild highlands, it's the whole romance of the highlands. I'm a very romantic person. I get passionate about things, and I'm very passionate about the highlands. But when I go up there, I feel at home. It's just general happiness, being happy where I am up there, and it doesn't matter where it is, whether I'm on the west coast or the east coast. They both have advantages. On the east coast, I will always, and each time that I go up there, go to Culloden, the battlefield, not to look at the exhibits as much as to go out amongst the clan graves in the battlefield. And it's a very special feeling, especially if it's a sort of early spring, when there's still maybe sleet and cold wind, because on the battle day it really was that kind of weather. It was sleeting, it was cold. The Highlanders had been marching all the time, they were very tired, very thirsty, hungry, but ready for battle. Too often people think of it as an England against the Highlanders, but it wasn't. On the opposite side, there were mainly Scots, lowlanders, the followers of King George, and so it was a Scottish battle. There's Fort George on that side, there's Nairn, there's a whole load as you go up to John O'Groats. Many things to see. And then if you go over to the west via the Loch Ness Road, following the Great Glen, then you come to, if you take the road to the Isles, you get to Glenfinnan, the monument, and the Glenfinnan viaduct that you see in Harry Potter. And if you go further up, you come to Applecross, all single track roads way up into the Highlands, to Ullapool, and you can go right round the top, or you can go on to the Isle of Skye. It's all that area that I love. There's a lovely village, Drumnadrocket, where we went to see the Highland Games once when we were up there. But I think that's a lovely name, Drumnadrochit. And I would love to have a great kilt, but to buy the material would be, you know, quite expensive. I have an ordinary kilt and that was expensive. When I was being measured for it, the old Scotsman who measured me said, "Oh, you're a kilt virgin. He said, I must warn your young lady here that when you wear the kilt, you'll be surrounded by women and one or two strange men." And I have to say that I have been. It's amazing the freedom I feel up there, the freedom to be myself, the freedom to be just who I am. So that's the place that gives me bliss. I think that's all I'm going to say. I hope it's okay. But I wish you all the best in your GAW. And like me, you're a Peterson man, except that you've got far more Peterson pipes than I'll ever own, and Falcons. I like your videos. You're what I would call an ordinary bloke, and I mean that in the best sense of the way. And I want to thank you as well for being part of the fire service. We don't thank our people who give service in this country enough. And I want to thank you particularly for being a friend. And I wish you all the best. And if you haven't subbed to REDELRIC, I suggest you do, because you're missing a good, loyal member of this community. Now may you be richly blessed. May God's blessing pour upon you. And may your God, whatever your faith, go with you forever.